Okay, I think we can get started here. I'm going to record this, so hopefully some people at least, who aren't here can watch it and hear some important information. First of all, okay, so it's the new quarter, right? We've finished up. I think all the people here, mostly are pretty much fine first quarter. If you weren't, then hopefully you can recover second quarter. Announcement, first of all, participation starts over right now. Okay, so we've got a full quarter ahead of us now, more of an actual 9-week quarter. That first quarter, if you didn't notice, was only like 6-7 weeks because we started late. So we started at 85 last time, and I really do count this, you guys, just to show you. I'm not just sitting here making it up. I've got a chart of everybody's names, and I'm writing dots for you being here and for you contributing in class. Ethan Rohr's here. So it's worth your while. Okay, that's 20% of your grade that you should be able to secure as 100% by coming to class. And spread the word. I'm trying to tell people, I expect you to come to class, because I'm not punishing you if you're not in class, but there's an academic incentive for you to be here. Okay, and the difference between you only having an 80% in participation and having 100% for participation for 20% of your grade, it's a fifth year grade. That could really be some nice insurance that might get you up like one grade level from where you would be otherwise, wherever that is, depending on how you're doing with everything else. Okay, so really think about that. And you got, I'm preaching to the choir here. For the most part, these are the people that I see. But I'm hoping that with at least this many people, instead of just 2 or 3 like it was for a while, that we can gain some momentum, and maybe eventually people will be thinking, oh, I guess I should be going to that too, because most people are. All right, we got to get to most first though. So keep coming, earn your points. Also, I'm starting at 80 instead of 85. Okay, that's not that much more, but 85 is that's pretty easy to get 85 to 100. All you got is come to class and maybe speak up once in a while. But now you have 9 weeks to do it. Okay. All right. So outside of that, we don't have too much to talk about except just some, in general, some reminders. Okay. So let me get the agenda up here. And we're just kind of picking up where we left off. We didn't really have a clean ending to first quarter literature-wise. We did writing-wise because we finished the personal narrative final draft, and I really, really enjoyed reading those. So people really shared some, not inappropriate, but good personal stuff that was good to vent about, or just kind of empty your head and your heart about what's going on. Okay, so grammar lesson 7 is posted. You need to watch that video and complete the requested items by Wednesday night. Let's double check and look over at that under classwork. Okay, so there it is. Got a few days to do it. Some people have already turned in. Got your little video to watch there where I talk about the concept. It's on verbs, verb phrases actually, and which items for you to do. And there's your handout that everybody gets. So make sure and get to that at some point between now and then. No vocab yet, but we will be starting a new vocab lesson tomorrow. I'll post that tomorrow, and that's due by Thursday night like usual. So the big thing that we have going on that you need to finish up if you have not already, let's take a look at that. Romeo and Juliet Act 4. I've got 6 people out of 26 that have turned that in so far, and that's fine. Hopefully you did some last week. You probably took a break over the weekend. Got to make sure and finish that for tonight. It's not that long. Act 4 is significantly shorter than the others. So if you haven't done anything, don't feel like you can't still do it. Okay. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to give credit for late work, but outside of like accommodation situations, it's definitely half credit if you don't get it in before it's due. It messes up the whole sequence. If you don't have your stuff done for when we talk about it, you're just not going to learn and absorb as much. And not to mention, I'm creating a situation where you can frankly just be, watching a video and copying the answers down by watching the video. I hope nobody's doing that. But, remember, as you read, you might feel like Romeo and Juliet is hard, and it is. It's challenging to read. But the place you're reading it literally has a translation on the right side. Like if you really wanted to, you could just read the translation, I mean, that's not going to go along with the audio, but you can stop as much as you want if you're totally lost and just read over on the right side. It's like, oh, that's what he's saying to her. Okay. So remember that. That's a big resource that we have there. Okay. And the other thing for this study guide and the last study guide, remember to get full credit. Hardly anybody's doing this. Some people are, but not very many. You need to answer the discussion prompt. Okay. Not just the 5 questions. Doing the 5 questions is great, but that's 10 out of the 15 points. We're trying to get you guys writing a little bit too. Eventually we're gonna need to do some writing, full papers writing about about literature. So let me go back here one more time and just kind of remind you where that is for those of you who are here. So Romeo and Juliet's study guide here. Okay, so it gives you this passage here, right? This passage, Juliet is responding to the friar's statement that he's already heard the news of her upcoming marriage to Paris. Here she asks the friar, who already married to Romeo, to help her out of this predicament. If he can't, she says, she'll take her own life. Once again, threatening being suicidal. She'll take her own life rather than get married to Paris. So the discussion prompt, this is what you do based on that passage and that explanation there. Do Juliet's threats of suicide appropriately reflect the depression of her situation, or they indicate a tendency toward overreaction and melodrama that she shares with Romeo? In other words, is she overreacting? Does she not really mean it? There's no wrong answer. Okay, it just we've seen this from them before, right? Do you buy it? You know, are they really feeling these emotions that strongly, or are we supposed to think they're kind of immature, irrational? Melodramatic means like unnecessarily overly dramatic for the situation. Okay, so just write a few sentences, whatever you think. Okay, and then I'll get you those other 5 points. I don't want to keep giving people 10 out of 15, but I want to push you to do a little bit of writing. Okay, that's all I've got. So I'm going to let you go and get to work. Let's please get this complete and on time tonight. Okay. All right. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Welcome to second quarter.